catchpole in the kitchen? Well, this is catchpole with a kettle. So we discussed the physiological benefits of shaking, just releasing tension. I actually find there's something a little bit more profound at work here. It's the psychological impact of doing it. It's a minor task to shake. It will get the blood circulating faster, it will release tension, it will wake the body up, it will improve your digestion, it will really shake things awake, it will start to engage your core stabilizing muscles. I can go on and on and on about beneficial physiological effects, but psychologically it creates a win for the day. If you're anything like me, over the many years I've existed on planet Earth, I've done many things that haven't completely aligned with my highest good. And in doing that, I start to not trust myself. I start to, in some cases, actually dislike myself from straying from the truth, from straying from my highest good. And that can be like, right, I'm not going to eat sugar today, and you end up eating sugar. Right, I'm not going to drink alcohol for the rest of this month. 3 days into the month, you have a drink. Right, I'm not going to have 2 coffees, just the one, and you end up having 3 coffees. You do these small things because you're addicted to certain behaviors, but more importantly, you start to feel shame and guilt because you don't listen to yourself. So we can rebuild our relationship with self by saying, I'm going to do this micro practice, and you do it twice a day. You start to feel proud of yourself. You start to feel like you're achieving. You start to feel like you can actually set an intention and follow through. And the more you do that, the more you can start to trust yourself. So doing 3 mini shakes, 1, 2, 3 minutes at a go, successfully, day in and day out, starts to build a trust back with yourself. So these micro practices, I do suggest you try and do the shaking 3 times a day. You might boil a kettle 3 times a day. You surely eat 3 meals a day. So prior to each meal, just do your little shake. You start to feel the benefits. Just starting those few seconds, I can feel my strong stabilizing muscles engage, and I get into a little bouncing routine. Anyway, that was my take on the physiological, but more importantly, the psychological effect of doing something, achieving something, and feeling like a winner. Anyway, we've got a bit of a funny one for you today. I've got a frozen lemon, and yes, it's only a small frozen lemon, but I'm going to grate it while the kettle's boiling, add the boiling water, and then drink the whole thing. If by chance you do embark on this crazy behaviour, you'll see it's not super easy to shake while grating. So the kettle's boiled, I let it just come off the boil, and I do my 1 minute shake. Got a wider stance today. The other day when I made the coffee, I had a narrow stance. Just play around with these things, but turning up, actually doing the micro practice has such value in itself. How you do it, as long as you don't injure yourself, is neither here nor there to me. Just do the practice, your body will adjust. If you start doing it in the wrong position, you'll naturally come to a more natural position. just going to add some cold water today. This is optional. This is just to speed up the process so I can actually drink it on camera without having to make you wait while it cools down. The shaking does become habitual. It does become quite addictive because it really increases your blood flow and it really wakes up the body. Anyway, down the hatch. The finer the grate you can get, the better. These are quite chunky bits of lemon. No bother for me. I've done this plenty of times before. But if you can get a really fine grate, you can almost get it to dissolve the whole thing into the liquid. And if the shaking doesn't get things moving down here, this certainly will. Okay, till later. Cheers.